Hey, it's Ariel with Cornerstone Home Lending. I hope you're having a great week so far. I wanted to reach out because a friend of mine had contacted me recently with some concerns about what's going on in the housing market and what to expect over the next year. So I thought you might have the same concerns or questions that I may be able to address. So, as you know, over the last 2 years, we saw some very unusual circumstances in our overall economy and in the housing market. Rates were in the twos in 2020, which was pretty crazy. And that was, of course, not sustainable. So we did see rates increase slightly over the last year in 2021, but not as much as we thought they would. So they're still in the low threes, although in 2022, we can expect that rates will hike up to the 4% by the end of the year. Now, many people took advantage of the low rates by refinancing and tapping into their equity, or lowering their payment, dropping mortgage insurance. And if you were one of those people, awesome. If not, rates are still really low, but they're not going to stay that way. So if you do have that goal in mind of tapping into equity, do reach out to me so we can have a conversation. As far as inventory, we are also seeing a bit of an increase, and that was a big factor in our housing market, especially over the last year. We had very low inventory in the spring when usually we're seeing those numbers increase. But because of that low inventory, it created this tension in the supply and demand ratio. So that caused a lot of inflation and home values were skyrocketing. We saw annual increase in home values of like 20% when typically we can see like 3 to 5% at most in a year. So that was also not sustainable. But there is one myth that I want to bust right now. My friend was concerned that her house value might plummet over the next year or couple years because of how much inflation is taking place, and I want to assure that this won't happen. Now, I'm sure we all remember what happened in 2008 and the housing bubble burst, and that was really bad for so many people. But there's so many things that are not pointing us in that direction now. And first and foremost, mortgages are much more regulated, so that's a big difference. Also, we are not seeing as many adjustable rate mortgages. Rates are much lower and much better credit, much more equity in overall mortgage holders in this day and age. So I would love to talk with you more about that if you have differing opinions or if you have concerns and you want to learn more about what really is going on. But there are several rumors out there of like, oh, we're going to have another housing crash. It's not the case. And, we could see a continuation of unusual circumstances, but experts are predicting that we will slowly get back to where we were with inventory, as builders are also under less pressure. So there still is a shortage of building supplies, but as that loosens, we're going to see more new construction coming up, which will lessen the pressure on new homebuyers wanting to get into a home with a lower payment, and that is going to help a lot with our market conditions. So anyhow, if you are considering refinancing, or if you know somebody who is, now really is a good time to do that before rates increase. And if you're thinking about listing your home, I can also connect you with somebody who can help with that information. And overall, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.